Hi Nepenthes lovers, Dominic here at Red Leaf Exotics, and today I'm going to be harvesting and sowing some Nepenthes seed. After pollinating your female Nepenthes, the pods will begin to swell much like this, and that's usually a good sign that your pollination was successful. These ones aren't quite ready, but let me go show you one that is. Here's a seed stock that I harvested from Nepenthes minima, and you could see that a lot of these are nice and swollen, but you could see the ones that probably aren't going to be good. They're so little. Doesn't look like much happened, but these ones look great. And the reason I know this is ready to harvest is because the pod is beginning to crack open and I could see the seeds inside. I harvested these a little on the early side. They are still a little green, but some people wait for the whole pod to turn brown and crack open. But I find you lose seed at that point and some of them can dry out a little too much. So these are starting to crack, so I know they're ready to go. Let's open them up and see what we have inside. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my seed stock. I'm just going to go along and cut off all the pods that look good to me. Get them laid out on my paper. And even some of these smaller ones like this, I'm going to cut and see what's inside. Sometimes you have some nice seeds even in those. This one's good too. These I would consider not viable, so I'm just going to throw these out. So I'm going to go ahead and open my first pod, and this is always the moment of truth. Because these are nice and swollen, that doesn't always mean that it worked out, but let's see what we have going on inside. I'm going to just get my fingers and kind of crush this together, and you'll see the seeds are coming out, and they look amazing. These look great. Really nice, fat embryos. And this cross looks like it was really successful. This will be minima crossed with truncata, so should be a really nice cross. So this is what really healthy Nepenthes seed looks like. You could see these big swollen embryos in the middle, and we should have really good germination on this. Really pleased. So let me show you guys how I'm going to get this planted. To prepare for planting my seeds, I filled a 4-inch pot with moistened sphagnum moss, and on the top layer I finely chopped the sphagnum so that it's really fine. And what this is going to do is help my seeds adhere to that surface. You don't want them ending up in any air holes or gaps, because if they dry out, they're probably not going to germinate. So once I have this done, let me show you how I plant my seeds. So I have my seed here in a creased piece of paper with a pencil, and I'm going to use the pencil to just one by one add my Nepenthes seeds to this sphagnum moss pot. You want to make sure they're nicely spaced out, and unlike typical plants, you don't bury Nepenthes seed. It just stays right on top. So I'm going to go ahead with my pencil and just kind of work the seeds across. And if you get little clumps like this, that's okay. Nepenthes, they won't be in this pot forever, and you will eventually have to divide them. So let me just come here and just keep pushing them out. Another tactic, if you don't want to use the pencil, is you can just tap your paper like this. Let me move these down to the bottom, and the seed should start to fall out. You just want to make sure a big clump doesn't fall off. So this pot looks really good to me, and now what I'm going to do is water my seeds with a mist bottle. And this isn't only going to moisten them, but it's going to push them down and make sure they have really good contact with the sphagnum moss, which is really important for germinating Nepenthes seeds. You definitely don't want them drying out. So one of the last things I'm going to do here is add my label with the name of the hybrid and the date I'm planting the seeds. This is really important, especially when you have a lot of seedlings growing out. And that's pretty much how easy it is to plant the seeds. Now, before these germinate, you want to keep them really humid, so you're going to have to bag them or put them under a humidity dome, and you want to keep them in bright, indirect light. If you're growing indoors, probably a grow light with a 12 to 14 hour or longer, maybe 18-hour photo period, but 12 should be good. Temperature-wise, 80 degrees is a really nice sweet spot for even highland varieties, and you should see these sprout in anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, but it can take a few months. So make sure you're patient and just kind of check on them every day, making sure they're never drying out, and they should sprout for you guys. Well, I'm going to get back to planting these seeds. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any ideas of videos you'd love to see, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The love is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys.